All right, so Soccer Punch is here again on your favorite and most authoritative YouTube sports channel. That's our media channel, where we'll be pressing out the most controversial issues here on the Soccer Punch. But then the Ghana national team, the soccer team, that's the Black Stars, they are in Marrakesh in Morocco as they prepare to play two friendly games, one against the Super Eagles of Nigeria and also the other one against Uganda. So tough games coming up. But then this will also serve as test games for the newly appointed head coach of the Black Stars, that's Otto, who has also appointed his technical team. What we are hearing is that he wants to work with one Joseph Lawman, who is a Moroccan-born German international, who is the under-16 head coach of Standard Liège in Belgium. And then also former Black Stars right back, that's John Paintsil, also has his name on the technical team list, and they are going to work hand in hand with the head coach Otto Addo. But then for the goalkeeper trainer, we are hearing that Fattau Dawda, he has resigned as the goalkeeper trainer of the Sudanese national team. Back then he was working with Kwesi Appiah, another Ghanaian who opted to work as the Sudanese head coach and has been performing very, creditably. But then Coach Otto Addo says that he wants to work with Fattau Dawda. So the list of the technical team, including Otto Addo himself, is Joseph Lawman, the 40-year-old Moroccan German, and then also Joseph Paintsil, who also owns a CAF License B coaching badge, and then also Fattau Dawda, who is also going to work with them. But then the question we are asking today on Soccer Punch, and then we are going to trash out matters, is that, is this technical team that has been formed by Otto Addo apt enough? Are they apt enough? Do they have what it takes to lead or guide this Black Stars team from their recent ruins and then change the fortunes of the Black Stars? And then I have with me here Force, whom I'm going to go pound for pound with. But then also you can also join the conversation. Share your thoughts in the comment section. But then also don't forget to subscribe to the Our Media Group channel on YouTube. Like, comment, and then share. But then also the news we are hearing is that the conveners of the Save Ghana Football, they have actually, penciled down their disappointment in the FA for reappointing Otto Addo again as the head coach. I don't know what people have against Otto Addo, but then for me, I believe he's a fine man, and we just need to allow him to do his job. He just needs some support from Ghanaians for him to do his job. But then I'm here with Force, as I mentioned earlier on. Force, I can feel strength. I'm shaking. Yeah, that's Force. He's a strong man. But then today what we'll be talking about is that I believe Coach Otto Addo is a very fine coach who can just get the job done for Team Ghana. But then, Force, the new technical team assembled by Coach Otto Addo. Joseph Lawman, first assistant, John Paintsil, second assistant, and then Fattau Dawda, a former Black Stars goalkeeper, as the goalkeeper trainer. You have been saying that you have zero faith in this team. But I just see a fine, assembled technical team that would save Ghana from their recent disappointment.
To start with, I just want to say that under normal circumstances, John Paintsil should be in jail. John Paintsil have no moral rights, has no moral grounds to be a part of this technical team. On what basis do I say this? In 2019, John Paintsil presented a CAF License A certificate to prove that he has undergone training to become a coach, right? When it comes to the African terrain, the highest license you could obtain is a CAF License A. That gives you the license to be a head coach of a national team in Africa, and every club level, every club in Africa. You get to the point. And when it was cross-checked, it was found out that he had lied. John Paintsil
Maybe it was a mere mistake.
It wasn't a mistake.
It was a mere
mistake. You cannot produce a certification, right, and then come back to say that it was a lie.
It was an oversight.
No, it was not that. You can't tell me that you went to Achimota. You can't tell me that you went to Legon and has been certified. I get to the point. And then you come back to tell me that that certification is an oversight. It's practically impossible. You see, so the GFA in the first place has a misplaced priority in that John Paintsil has no moral fiber, absolutely none, to be a part of this technical team.
But how does that question is competence. If we are talking about
the competency of any human being starts from moral fiber. If you can lie, present a certification that you have not earned in the first place. I get to the point. You haven't earned the right to be a coach, and you present it in the. You see, so under the laws of this republic, providing a fake certification, providing a certification from an institution of high repute that is fake, you have to be prosecuted. But then, so if the GFA has done its proper checks, John Paintsil shouldn't have been part of this technical.
But I believe that's a glitch that has been rectified.
Let's even move from that.
Yeah.
Look at the criteria that were set when the head coach hunting started. One, the coach must have 15 years of experience,
which Otuado has.
Two, the coach must have had or should have a proven track record of team building, team reconstruction, and then team construction. Unless probably I don't understand what these terms are.
Okay.
The highest experience Otuado has is from Dortmund, right?
And also the Ghana national black team.
If he were a coach that I would have understood. He came to the national team setup, took us to the World Cup.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we might say that is a great achievement.
It's a great.
But have we lowered the standard of the Black Star to the extent that just a qualification to the World Cup is seen as an achievement? Because comparatively, if we are comparing ourselves to the top guns in Africa, to the top guns in the world when it comes to football, a qualification to the World Cup is not an achievement. If we extend beyond the group stages of the World Cup, probably into the quarters or the semis, I might agree that yes, we have achieved something. But if the standard of success is so mediocre, if the standard of success is the mediocrity that we have seen, that we have plunged the Black Stars in over the past couple of years, then to me, I think that from the hierarchy to the technical team is an abysmal admission of the fact that we have totally failed as a nation. Because one, Joseph Lawman, as first assistant coach, throughout his career as a coach, the highest level he has attained is an assistant coach of Bochum when they were in the 3rd division of the German football structure. You've brought him to become your assistant coach. I don't have a problem with that. But you see, we have to accept the fact that the Ghana national team is not a toy we have to toil with. The Ghana national team is not a baby that we would have to, envisage to have a great career tomorrow. We want to win now. The project should have started a long time ago, but we have failed to even start the project. And then we are bringing a coach and a technical team that has no iota of experience based on even the criteria that the GFA set up. To conclude with, Fatau Dauda as a goalkeeper's coach, right? Yeah. Even as a professional goalkeeper, when he was active, he was not even considered a good goalkeeper. To the extent that after he retired, the highest level he attained was just 3 months ago when he was appointed a goalkeeper's coach of Sudan, right? And then from there we went to pluck him to become the goalkeeper's trainer for the Black Stars. An admission that we lack ambition, an admission that we lack focus, an admission that we have no moral fiber as a people to expect the Black Stars to in the next couple of years achieve success that we ascribe to them. So on the whole, I would say confidently, without any shadow of doubt, without any negativity, that this is setting the Black Stars to fail, and failure we are going to have.
Force. Interested, Force. But then, I would love to take your submission one after the other and just try to, go through it and scrutinize it to see if truly this technical team has been built to fail, which I totally disagree with you, Force, because I'm looking at a well-constructed technical team led by a coach who has been one of the best scouts the German Bundesliga has ever seen in Utwadu. This is a coach who led the Ghana Black Stars to the FIFA World Cup in 2022, if I should put it, with very, very little experience as a head coach. This is a coach who set up a team against the Super Eagles of Nigeria in a crunch double-header game and deployed more than 4 players who were at that time at the age of below 22. And that is one of the core mantra of the Ghana Black Stars, where we believe this team has always thrived with kids. And I'll talk extensively about Coach Otwadu and his time at Borussia Dortmund. This is a coach who has coached the Hamburger SV under-19 team. This is a coach who has had more than 15 years experience when it comes to working with the elite clubs in Europe. And we all know Borussia Dortmund as one of the hubs when it comes to breeding talent and selling them to the big clubs in Europe. You can talk about Jadon Sancho. You can talk about Shinji Kagawa. You can talk about Ousmane Dembele. You can talk about Mario Götze. And when you're looking at the trend at Borussia Dortmund, there's one man who is always spoken about when it comes to breeding talent or even identifying talent, and that is Coach Otwadu. Now, for a coach to lead a team that at that point, chances were that they could qualify for the Mondial was very, very, very minimal. As one of the 5 teams to qualify from Africa, where you have 54 countries, I don't think there's any other achievement that tops that. And that was one of Otwadu's key highlights as a coach of the Black Stars, where he spent just 10 months. So if you are coach of a team for just 10 months, first, and you are able to qualify for the World Cup, being one of the best 32 countries in the world, I think there's no achievement that tops that. Now, you speak about the fact that the FA had to skew and maneuver around the criteria they had set to, select a coach. But then, I think I followed football for long enough to know that even sometimes teams approach coaches and ask them if they are interested in jobs. So there's nothing wrong with that. If Ghanaians or the FA felt it was wise and prudent to just approach Otwadu and ask him, do you think you can just take up this job? Because earlier on, Ghanaians had issues with Otwadu because they felt he wasn't committed to his job. Why? Because he had a permanent job at Borussia Dortmund and he still took over the reins as a Black Stars coach. But then he went to the World Cup and we all saw how Ghana performed over there. We lost narrowly to Portugal. In our game against South Korea, we bounced back. We won by 3-2 in very, very dramatic circumstances. There's more I could talk about Otwadu, but then let me focus on the team he wants to work with. Now, this is a coach, Otwadu. We all know he's a scout talent, someone who scouts talent, someone who identifies talent. And for you to work with Dortmund over 10 years should tell you that this guy knows what he's about as a scout or a talent scout. Now, he chooses a Joseph Lohmann, who is of Moroccan descent, but then German international, to work with. And this is a guy who has worked as an assistant coach for more than 8 European clubs. But why do you think this guy would be chosen by Coach Otwadu? Because he wants people who believes and also share in his values. People who could also similarly identify talent. So he goes out there, goes to Standard Liège in Belgium, and then picks their under-16 coach as his assistant. What is that telling you? It's telling you that this coach is what? Gradually beginning to steer the national team towards where we've always wanted it to be. In 2009, we saw the team that won the World Youth Championship. The likes of Andre Ayew, the likes of Ajiman Bedu, and other players. And subsequently, a year later, when we played in Angola in the AFCON, these were the same players that helped Ghana to make it to the final. So, Ghanaians will always talk about the fact that Andre Ayew is too old. Dennis Odo is too old. But then you get a coach who believes in the youth and wants to work with the youth. The exuberant boys. The energetic youth. The young players. And then Ghanaians have a problem with that. I can't believe it. You talk about John Paintsil, one of the most patriotic and loyal players ever to play for the Black Stars. And this guy says he wants to work with someone with John Paintsil. And he's already proven, or he's come out to say that he has what? A CAF license B as his certification or coaching badge. And Ghanaians feel this guy isn't even trustworthy enough or patriotic enough. Now talk about the goalkeeper's trainer, Fatal Dauda. If he wasn't good enough, I don't think Coach Kwesi Appiah would have, opted to work with him during his time in Sudan. So look at the well-assembled technical team and tell me that this team could fail, especially if Ghanaians are thinking about what? Building the Black Stars again from its ruins.
I am really, really happy with your submission. You understand? I mean, you brought up facts that indicate that we have a coaching setup that is made for amateur football. To be candid with you, the highest qualification as a coach is the pro license.
Yeah.
Otuado has it.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It just goes to show how good he is as a student or as a learner. But to coach the national team, not just the national team at all, but the Ghana Black Stars, a team that is yearning after 38 years to win the African Cup of Nations, a team that is yearning to go to the World Cup and prove its mettle, a team that is yearning, right, to bring back the smiles onto the faces of the people, going in for a coach without any credential, going for assistant coaches with criminal background. You see, I say this dispassionately, right? If we want Ghana football to bring back its spice, if we want Ghana football to bring back its pageantry and elegance, we have to do things right. And you see, Ghana football is embellished with the Black Stars. I get to the point. So if you tell me sincerely, that Coach Otuado, Joseph Lawman, John Paintsil, who is a liar on record, Fatal Dauda, are a good matchup to the extent that you credibly, or should I say incredibly, label them a perfect team. I totally disagree with you. John Paintsil has been given this job not because of experience, nor credibility, not because he has the ability to do the job, but because of, should I say, bureaucracy, because of friendship, because of what he gains to achieve. I get to the point. He sat on TV and defended Ghana football. He defended Ghana football.
It's not dead.
No. He defended Ghana football because he knew what he was going to.
Because Ghana football is not dead.
He knew what he was going to. He knew what he was going to get.
What is wrong with
3 consecutive African Cup of Nations? We have been booted out in the first round.
So that's enough to say Ghana football is dead. So
disgraceful.
So that's just enough to say Ghana football is dead.
It is not enough to say Ghana football is dead, but it is enough to say that we have been an abysmal performing national team over the past couple of years.
All right, so that's the Soccer Punch. We are talking about the newly assembled technical team led by Coach Otuado, but then assistant managers or coaches, Joseph Lawman, who is the under-16 coach for Standard Liège in Belgium, but then also former right back of the Black Stars, John Paintsil, and then goalkeeper trainer Fatal Dauda. I just think it's a perfect team that can work and put Ghana back, on that pedestal again. But then Force believes that just because one coach in the midst of the 4, and that's John Paintsil, was, some time back, just, it was speculated that he had a license A, which wasn't in fact true, which he himself came out to say that, debunked all these things. Force believes because they have a liar in their midst, it's not going to work, which is quite ridiculous from him. I just don't believe that. But then I believe that Coach Otuado knows what it takes to work with people who can actually, support him and get the best out of him as a coach. Even Jose Mourinho had an assistant he loves to work with. Carlo Ancelotti always works with his son. So it's not bad for a coach to actually go out there and choose people he believes, he can synergize with and work together. But then what do you have to say? Do you think this technical team is good enough to lead the Black Stars back to where they belong? Let's just have what you want to say. Let's just know what you want to say in the comment section. But then don't forget to subscribe to the Our Media channel. And then also you can serve on our website for more news on www.ourmediahub.com. This has been The Soccer Punch, where we punch out the topical and debatable issues with me, Josiah.